Hi, my name's Rhys from the Eastern Suburbs School of Music, and with just these 5 chords you can play a whole heap of AC/DC's tunes. So let's show you the shapes. The first shape, we're just going to use our first finger. That's the one next to your thumb. Place that on the 2nd fret of not the very top string, not 6th string, but 5th string, 1 down from the top. Flatten it out so you're covering the 5th string, and if you like, the 4th string as well. And we're going to strike just these top 3 thick strings. This creates what we call the E power chord. So I'm hitting the open string on the very top, the big thick one up top. And then my first finger is covered 2nd fret on the next string down from the top, 5th string of a guitar, and 4th string of a guitar, to create the E power chord. For the next one, simply move your finger down. I'm not going to strike the very top string, I'm going to strike the next string down, 5th string, and my first finger covers fret 2 on 4th string and 3rd string. So this is the A power chord. So off just one shape, you're getting the E power chord using the top 3 strings and the A power chord just by moving everything down one string. Your next shape, the D chord. Now normally we play a D chord like this with 3 fingers. The way that AC/DC do it is they don't play the skinny string down the bottom. So therefore, I actually take that middle finger off and just use finger number 1 and finger number 3. So no finger number 2. The strings and frets that we need to play. Open 4th string is the start of the chord. For the next note, 2nd fret of the 3rd string with my first finger, the one that's next to my thumb. So from the bottom, string 1, 2, 3, fret number 1, 2. And then my finger next to my pinky, fret number 1, 2, 3, and on the 2nd string, 1 up from the bottom. So that was for this D power chord. Open, 2nd fret on 3rd string, 3rd fret on the string up from the bottom, 2nd string. And I just hit that collection of 3 strings. String 4, string 3, and string 2. Just with those 3 chords already. The E, the A, and the D. We can get the start of Back in Black. So that was E, D, A. You don't need to use the full chord shape. AC/DC don't do that. They take open chords and eliminate certain notes to give it that powerful crunch that they've got. They don't use the absolute typical standard power chord shapes. They modify open chords. Couple more chord shapes that they also use. Their G chord. They don't play the big, pretty open chord. They modify it to give it some bite. So, this is typically what a G chord is. All we're going to need out of it is the big middle finger going to the very top string at 3rd fret. Our ring finger, 3rd finger, the one next to your pinky, is also going to go to 3rd fret on the 2nd string. So middle finger to the top, finger next to your pinky, 3rd finger on the 2nd string, one up from the bottom, 2nd string, at 3rd fret. That is your G chord the AC/DC way. It does give you a power chord sound. A little tip within this, the 5th string, the one down from the top, I've deadened that off by the back side of my fingertip, just dragging down a bit. And then we're hearing open 4th string, open 3rd string, and the 2nd string fretted at 3rd fret, both on 3rd fret. So this is the AC/DC styled G chord. A reason they do it this way, it's eliminating notes from the larger G chord that make it a G major. It reduces it down to the power chord notes. Sounds a bit fuller than your normal power chord. Also, he's left off this 1st finger because it will allow you to make easy transitions between the AC/DC styled G chord and their D chord that I showed you just earlier. So that is a little bit of You Shook Me All Night Long. All that we need to do to add the other chord that you hear in that, from this G chord, we're going to drop down to a C add 9 style chord by just taking the top finger down 1 string to 5th string. So that was G, C, G, C, G, by just moving that 1 finger up and down. And then finishing at a D with that spare finger I've got. Pretty clever way that they play their chords and get their particular sound that they've got. Fairly easy, even for a beginner guitarist, to come and try these particular chords. So we've got the E, the A, the D, the G, the C add 9. All special ways that AC/DC create their chords. Any other chords that they tend to need, they're doing the standard power chord shape. Look at this channel, there's another video about making your power chords. But those 5 chord shapes in particular, E, A, D, G, and dropping down 1 string from G to get a C add 9, make up so much of their repertoire. These 5 chord shapes will allow you to play most of the AC/DC repertoire. A few examples of that: if we want a Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, we're going to use the E, G, E, A, E, D, E. If we want TNT, Back in Black I showed you earlier, Dog Eat Dog. You Shook Me All Night Long. Huge amount of their repertoire will just use these 5 chord shapes and your standard power chord shape.